Welcome back, everybody. This is Abram with Impact Ministries. Right quick, before we get started, I want to ask everybody, please give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so whenever we upload videos, you will be notified, okay? Yesterday you saw, or whenever you watched the video, you saw that I unboxed these books. I had ordered them off of Amazon and they got here one day with the Prime shipping. So, as you can see, it is the Treasury of David. Classic Reflections on the Wisdom of Psalms by Charles Spurgeon. Let's see, where do we start? Well, first of all, as you can see, the cover is very beautiful. You know, we have like a brownish red color, and then you have some black with a some type of blue, and then you have your image right here in the middle. These books are beautiful, I will tell you that. So right off the bat, I will tell you that the design is beautiful in person. If you have them in person, you will love the way they look. The way that I found out about these books was because I was at the library, and the library only had a set of two, which were bigger books, humongous books. So I checked one of them out, and I read Psalms 91, and I loved it. So I told myself, I'm going to have to find these, and I found out they came in a set of 3 in smaller books, which is awesome. I don't know how they were able to fit all these Psalms and expositions into 3 little books, which is, which is awesome. And when I say little, they're not like little bitty books. These are normal size, probably about 9 or 9.5 or maybe 10.5 by 6-7 inches. I don't know. They're your regular size books, but I don't know. So let's go ahead and turn this book right over. We're going to be looking at the spine. As you can see up here, you have volume 1, which this will be volume 2 and volume 3. So this is volume 1, and then you have the Treasury of David. And I love the font that they used. Makes it look real fancy. And then you have your Psalms 1 through 57. And then this will be 58 to 110, 110 to 150, right? And then you have your Spurgeon and then the logo of the publisher. So again, as I said before, this is just a beautiful cover. It is hardback, as you can tell. Beautiful image. Let's turn it around to the back. You guys can pause the video if you want to read this right quick. And again, I don't know if I mentioned it, but it's by Hendrickson Publishers. Okay, so another thing I wanted to say is that in the other video that you saw of these books, you saw that I had this one right here that's called Spurgeon on Psalms, Book 1. And I also have Book 3. But what I found out, this is a 6-book set. Now I paid $5 on sale for this one, and then I found this one on sale for $5. So I only had Book 1 and Book 3. So I still had to buy 4 more books, and the other books are not on sale. They're $15 each. So when I found that out, I was like, you know what? It would be cheaper, right, if I just buy the set of 3, and just stop my search for these other 4. It comes out cheaper just to buy these. I'm telling you guys, you cannot beat the value on this. $35 from Amazon or Christian book distributors. Go and order you a set. I'm telling you, there is so much wealth of knowledge in these things. You will love it. Now, what I find strange, or I barely noticed, this was published, I believe, if I'm right, by Bridge Logos. Okay? This is published by Bridge Logos, but yet this one is published by Hendrickson's. So I don't know. Did they have like an open source? Is that what you guys call it? An open source that anybody can just print these off and publish them themselves? Or do you have to buy the right or something? Because, like, as you can see, Hendrickson and then Bridge Logos. So that's what, caught my attention. So again, we already saw the front of it. We saw the spine and we saw the back. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. And just to let you guys know, I did purchase these with my own money. Many times I do get Bibles in from publishers to be reviewed. I never give a positive review just because it's given to me for review. I will always give I will always give my honest review. If it deserves a positive review, I'll give it a positive. If it deserves a critique, I'll give it a critique. Okay? Now, this one, let's just go ahead and dive right into it. We open up, you get like 3 pages of blank pages. I guess you could write your notes on if you want to. We come right into the the title page. Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and separate these three so you can see what they all look like together before we move on. As you can see, here's the three books side by side, all beautiful. And as you know, each spine will have their volume. This is volume 2, volume 3. So I forgot to say that whenever you're gonna line up your books, this is gonna look beautiful, guys. And as you know, it's volume 1, volume 2, volume 3. You can easily find, if you want to go with Psalm 91, well then you just look for your volume 2 instead of having to dig all these books up. So that's what's beautiful about it. So let's go right back into our title page. Sorry guys if I'm rambling on. Here's your title page, the Treasury of David. Volume 1, Psalms 1 to 57, and then publishers. Here's your ISBN number if you want to order the set. These books were published in June of 2016. Here's the preface. I recommend you read that. And what caught my attention was that Charles Spurgeon, he apologized right here. Because what you will find is hints to the preacher, and I'll show you that in a minute. The hints to the preachers are very simple. And an apology is due to my ministerial readers for inserting them. But I humbly hope they may render assistance to those for whom alone they are designed, viz. Lay preachers whose time is much occupied, whose attainments are slender. So I guess he apologized because he didn't want anybody to feel like, I don't know, in my opinion, he probably felt like people are going to get offended because they're probably thinking I'm thinking they're too dumb to understand anything, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Comment below. Here's the first of the Psalm. Expositions of the Psalms. Psalm 1. You guys can pause it and take a look. Now, one of the questions I was asked is, how is the font? Like, is it large font or whatever? This, guys, looking at it in person, I will have to say the font on this has to be at least a 9. At least a 9, guys. It cannot be bigger than a 9, and it's not smaller than an 8.5. So it's got to be at least a 9, and these little ones down here are at least a 7.5, 7, around there. But the majority of it is readable, believe me. Because somebody said that they had a 7 set book set, and it was very small. So these are average size, about a 9, guys. So don't worry about that. And as you can see, these are all expositions. Let me find you the right here. Here's what Charles Spurgeon was talking about that he added. Hints to the preacher. Verse 1. May furnish an excellent text upon progress in sin of the purity of the Christian or the blessedness of the righteous. Upon the last subject, speak of the believer as blessed by God in Christ. You know, so he gives hints on how you can preach it, I guess, or whatever, which is very interesting. And I guess he apologized because he didn't, I don't know, there was some reason he did that. But overall, it's just an awesome book. Let me show you a little bit of the exposition right here. And he shall be planted like a tree, or he shall be like a tree planted, not a wild tree, but a tree planted, chosen, considered as property, cultivated, and secured from the last terrible uprooting. For every plant which my heavenly Father has not planted shall be rooted up. Awesome, guys. I mean, Charles Spurgeon's exposition on this is just beautiful. A wealth of knowledge, everybody. And I believe I read somewhere that Charles Spurgeon's also quoted other people like Matthew Henry. He might have a quote from Matthew Henry and every other, John Calvin, I believe, and so forth. So he uses a lot of different quotes, you know, makes it, you know, very interesting. And he does say that in his preface, I believe it was in the preface, he does say that he uses several different quotes from preachers and so forth, and do not hold it against them. He's just using it, you know, so everybody can have a, I don't know, guys. I don't want to go speak wrong of it. But you guys, that's why I say read the preface. Read the preface, because Charles Spurgeon just say that he does use different quotes from different preachers, and he explains it here, so it's very important. But overall, the wealth of knowledge in this is great, guys. It's beautiful. I love it, as you just saw. One thing I will say, the downfall of these books, is that it is not sewn binding. I believe it is glued binding, which is a little bit of a downer for me, but it doesn't knock the value down. It's just a beautiful books. They are beautiful books. It is glued binding, but if I had to give a score, I would still give it a 5 out of 5. You know, it not being sewn binding is not going to knock any points off, because I just love this. So I still give it a 5 out of 5. I highly recommend it. And I mean, go out and get you some, guys. Get you a set. Buy a set. Give it to a family member who loves to read, or a preacher or somebody. Give it as a gift. It's a perfect gift. I don't know if I spoke about the gilding. It's just white. You know, there's no art or nothing on it. Again, $35 on Amazon and christianbook.com. Very highly recommended for yourself or for a gift. Again, guys, thank you guys for watching. Be sure you hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified of new videos. God bless you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time.